Alright students, this video is going to go over one of the most famous problems in physics. Now if you're wondering why are we talking physics, well it's also trigonometry. You sort of need some knowledge of trigonometry in order to be able to do physics. Here's why. If you can't see it already, we clearly have a triangle here. Here's the situation. A weight of 1,000 pounds is suspended from two cables as shown. What is the tension on each cable? Alright, so here's the idea. This cable exerts a weight. It has 1,000 pounds, and gravity is pulling that 1,000 pounds straight down. Now, if we had it just straight attached to the ceiling, that's one thing, but we don't. We have it attached at 2 points, and we have 2 chains here. 2 chains? All right, so we have 2 chains holding up 2 ropes, 2 cables, whatever it is. But anyways, the weight in each cable is going to be different, and that's clear because the length of them are different. You can see that in this diagram. But the other thing is, so they're at different angles. So if you think about it this way, there's a force running through this, and there's a force running through that. So we'll represent that as a force 1 and a force 2. 2. There. Let's see if I can fix that. Okay. Now, for force 1, it's going at an angle. Well, gravity always pulls straight down. So part of the energy is being pulled that way, and part of the energy is this way. That's the key. And if you see it here, we have a right angle triangle right there. Now, because of this, if we made this a full rectangle here, if that's a 30-degree angle here, this over here has got to be a 60. See if you agree with that. So we have a 30, 60, 90 triangle right here. So we have an x component of the force and a y component of the force. All right. So how are these related? So they're related this way. The x and the 30 are adjacent to each other. X is adjacent to the 30, and F is the hypotenuse of this 30, 60, 90 triangle right here. So if we're talking about this triangle right in here, this whole triangle right here. All right. So in this triangle, x is adjacent, F1 is the hypotenuse, so then our relationship is, so cosine 30 is x over F1, and if they give you the force, then you plug that in, and then now you have cosine of 30 on your calculator. F, you know the force, you can solve for your last part, the x. Alright, or if you know the x component, you can solve for F. Same thing, once you know one part, you can solve for y. Same thing over here, but now this one you have a 45, 45, 90 triangle. So whatever angle you're doing it at, the setup ends up being pretty much the same for all of them. So now you know a little bit about physics, and now you can set up a lot of the word problems that you'll see in the R book and when you see physics. All right, thanks for watching, and try out the examples in the book, and email me if you have questions.